Previously on this channel, I have put out a video about there's no such thing as ghosts and it's a definitive thing, and you can check out the video up there if you want to. However, I think I might have changed my mind. And it's not just because of some weird ghostly experience that I've had, although I have had them and you'll find out more about that. But also there's a lot of stuff coming out recently about quantum physics. Now I know, don't run away, it's not going to be too techie and too sciencey, this one, but I do want to touch on some of the findings of quantum physics that have come out recently about the arrow of time or alternative dimensions and stuff like that. And I think those points are really interesting because they open up possibilities for how ghosts might be real. Now it's not just that though, it's not just quantum physics, it's also other science that's coming out. And again, please don't run away, I'm not going to get too sciencey, but have you heard about a recent study, about dream study in particular, where there are two separate people, I think one's in UCLA, one's in Berkeley or something like that. They're both in America, and two people go to sleep at the same time. They get induced as lucid dreamers. Now, if you don't know what lucid dreaming is, Google it. It's really bizarre, but basically you're still asleep and at the same time you're sort of awake. So while you're asleep, you're aware that you're asleep, and you can do certain things like move your eyes and that sort of thing, even though you're still asleep. Very cool. So that's all been proven, and lucid dreaming is definitely a thing. It's been going on for decades, if not hundreds of years. Anyway, they've induced these lucid dreaming states using flashing lights into the retinas of these people who are having rapid eye movements in order to induce this sort of lucid dreaming state. Okay, so far so good. So two people are awake while asleep. Great. Then the scientists whisper into the ear of one of the participants a key word or a key phrase. Because you can control your dreams in a lucid state, you then dream that you're with the other person who's also asleep, and then you tell them that word. Now here's where it gets interesting, because then when both participants were woken up, the person who wasn't told by the scientist but was told in their dream repeats back the word or phrase. That's just mind-boggling because it proves that telepathy can be real in dreams, but only in dreams. So if telepathy can be real in dreams, all that really means is that there's an altered mind state which allows that transference of that information. Now if that means that the altered mind state allows telepathy, maybe the whole meditation thing, altered state of consciousness, hallucinations and all of those sorts of extra mind things, maybe there's something to it after all. The ayahuasca kind of experience, the LSD, the psychotropics, maybe there's something to it. Maybe that is the key to the higher dimension. Maybe that's the key to enlightenment. Now, if you're with me so far, then great. We're talking about dreams, we're talking about telepathy. How does that relate to ghosts? Well, I will get onto that just now. So if you've got this altered state of being, altered state of consciousness, how about maybe altering your state of consciousness to perceive other things? And it's not just telepathy and words being conveyed to you during a dream, but just going around generally in life. I know people who swear that they were born different, and I'm not talking about the trans movement, I'm talking about being able to see and hear ghosts, clairvoyance, sentience. These people who think or believe that they can see and sense these other dimensions, so ghosts and fairies and potentially even aliens and things like that, just bizarre things that wouldn't normally exist on our dimensional plane, if you like. Maybe there's something to that. So in the previous video that I linked up there earlier, I said that ghosts couldn't possibly be real for a number of reasons. So if it was stone tape theory, which is that there's an imprint of someone who's passed, then that stone tape would not be able to be interacted with because it's just a memory. And then there's the whole time travel thing where maybe some sort of person was travelling through time, but if they travel through time, they've got to travel through space, and so they'd need to teleport at the same time, so they would actually, if they did travel through time, be lost somewhere back there where the Earth rotates, not only on its own axis but around the Sun, and the Sun rotates around a supermassive black hole. Without getting too techie, basically it means that anyone time travelling is going to be lost in space. So that only means that the other options would be that they are already here and that they exist on a different dimensional plane. Quantum physics has recently come out and said that death may well just be an illusion, and that life may well be an illusion, and that our consciousness exists on this plane only for the purpose of this life, and that therefore dreams might well be a different dimensional plane, which then allows telepathy and all of those sorts of things. But if that is a different dimensional plane and it's just a different state of mind, maybe our different states of mind can observe different dimensional planes. Now that just blows my mind as well, because if that's the case, if you can observe different dimensional planes based on a different state of mind, then maybe ghosts are just a different state of mind. And if that's the case, what's to say that these people don't experience a ghost or a vision of some sort? I just think that's really interesting. Now, I might be wrong, but I'd love to know what you think down in the comments. Please do hit me up. Click like, subscribe, ding that bell. All of that sort of stuff really helps this channel. I'll be back next time with some more magical awesomeness, but until next time, as always,
Stay magical.